日本時間5月15日、米国時間5月14日、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースの大谷翔平が、再び全米の話題を独占した。前日の試合で7回無失点8奪三振の圧巻投球を披露し、防御率は驚異の 0.82 へ。現地メディアでは早くも、サイ、ヤング賞最有力候補との声が高まり始めている。番組内では、大谷の投球が単なる好成績ではなく、歴史的レベルであると徹底分析された。特に注目されたのは、全登板で安定して長いイニングを投げ続けている点だ。ある解説者は、ブルペンに休息を与えられる投手こそ本物と語り、大谷の価値は数字以上だと強調した。一方で、二刀流起用をめぐる議論も過熱している。ドジャース首脳陣は打撃よりも投球を優先し、登板翌日に休養を与えるなど慎重な管理を続けている。しかし一部では、打者専念すべきとの意見も浮上。それでも大谷は本塁打を放った直後に回答を見せ、批判を結果で封じ込めた。さらに、ポールスキーンズらとの差、ヤング賞争いにも注目が集まる。イニング数の問題はあるものの、圧倒的な防御率と支配力は他を圧倒している。50本塁打を打てる打者が、数年後にヤング賞を狙う。そんな前例のない光景に、全米が驚愕している。この後、番組では大谷翔平をめぐる詳細な議論と分析が続く。ぜひ最後までご覧いただきたい。
Shohei Ohtani helping the Dodgers get out of the doldrums of a 4-game losing skid. What did we think yesterday, AJ, of Ohtani's 7 shutout innings and the fact that he continues to keep up as one of the best starters, if not the best starter in the game?
I think it's great. I think he's legit. I mean, I think he wants to win a Cy Young, and I think a lot of his focus has been on that this year. And I think we've talked about it's taken away from his hitting a little bit. Now he's got to have today off, right? Didn't they say they're giving him today off from hitting because he pitched yesterday? So that's going to take a little bit of the focus off his hitting. He's pitching and he wants it Cy Young, and right now he's in line to get it. I still think Paul Skeens is the guy to beat, but we'll see if Ohtani can keep this up for a whole year.
I mean, I feel like somebody that can just turn it on when he's not pitching and hit 55 homers and steal 50 bases. Like he's like, oh, well, that's something that happens? Okay, well, I'll go do that. Oh, Cy Young? I don't have many more years left on this UCL or new cadaver UCL. We don't know what it was, but I get it. My pitching career might be 4 years starting last year, so now I'm in 3 years left. And he's pushing at it, I have zero doubt he can win a Cy Young. Zero doubt. But I also love that Dave Roberts is willing to say you don't have to pitch. I mean, you don't have to hit and pitch right now. We want to keep you healthy. We want to, and I think, because I've seen Dave Roberts say it on multiple occasions that Shohei wants to win a Cy Young, or he thinks Shohei wants to win a Cy Young. They're clearly catering to that. They're clearly saying, we don't need you in the lineup. Even though our team is struggling when you don't hit to score runs, we're going to be fine. If you want to win the Cy Young, great. The ultimate question will be, as the season rolls on, if he continues at this historic pace, which I think he can do, how low does his hitting need to get this year while he's on this historic pace, where these 2 days off of hitting are going to maybe stretch out to 3? Or is it going to take away from his MVP type of season if he doesn't get enough hits? That will be the question that will ultimately go side by side with, wow, how can a hitter who has hit 55 home runs in a season before win the Cy Young just 2 years later, 1 year later?
We went over this too on Fair Territory, the competition. So right now, and I'm sure we're missing a couple others, but we were just going over Skeens and the Miz. They're going to have the innings pitched advantage. Right now, it's not that large, but it'll get larger as the year continues. That's one component. You know what else is interesting, AJ? If you look at Skeens and Miz right now, they're like one's 50, one's like 51 innings. They're very close, okay? And Skeens will probably surpass him. And Skeens can strike out the world. I think he's figured out how to be as economical as possible so that he can go deep into outings. He wants to go 8 or 9 every time. Miz has 80 Ks in a similar number of innings as Skeens, who has, I think, like 50-ish, right? So
he's right at 1 per. Yep.
Yeah, he's right at 1 per. Voters care about that. Let's not talk about our opinion on it. Voters care, right? We know that. Strikeouts have
I need to see
won
Miz.
Cy Youngs.
I need to see Miz go through a whole year, though. He hasn't made a whole year without getting injured yet. That's the one concern. We've seen Skeens do it twice now. I worry about Miz not making it through a year, and he already had some cramping issues last night. And then the other thing is, I don't think Ohtani's going to have enough innings. I know the innings are down, but they're going to protect this guy like nobody's business. And I just don't know if he's going to get more than 130 to 135 innings. I think they're going to, as long as they're where they want to be in the playoff race, I think they're going to keep him down and go from there. But I mean, I think Skeens is going to continue to run. I mean, he's got a 1.98 ERA. It's like he had one bad outing. Other than that, he's been unbelievably good.
And I do want to just, prevent the trolls. Miz last year came up, in like May or whatever it was.
Right before the All-Star game? Yes.
Yeah, right before the All-Star game. So it was June, whatever it was. So this is his first full season. What AJ means is, he came up, last year at 24 years old. He's had some injuries in the minors. They really kind of slow played it with him in general. There were control issues. So that's what he means is, can he put a full season together now that he's got one, or are they going to throw?
He got injured. He missed time on the injury. Remember, he hurt himself last year. And again, he started cramping last night, right? I mean, cramping, although it was kind of funny how they were laughing about it. Although, he went out there and then I don't know. But it was funny how Pat Murphy and him were joking about it.
If you watch the video, you can actually see it when he throws the pitch and he smiles and he turns around and you can see his quad is like, yerk. His pants are tight enough that you can see his quad. But there's so many things that for me, first of all, who do you guys think right now is the Cy Young? Who would win the Cy Young if it ended today?
Ohtani.
AJ?
I would say Ohtani at the moment, but we have 4 more months to go.
So then what AJ brought up, the innings. Where is that innings limit? The most recent, everybody's going to go back to, I went back to before, Corbin Burns. What is that innings limit if Ohtani continues to be as dominant? If he has a historic season, 100, he's got like a 1.2 ERA. What is what are his inning limit where if he doesn't reach 140, nobody can even consider him? Where is that at?
Yeah. But he's going to reach that, right? Because he's already in the low 40s. So even if they scale it back a little bit, right? Because he's on pace for like 170. That's not going to get to 170. But is he going to? I think that he can get to 140, 150. That's probably the max there. But that plays to what you're talking about with Burns. Burns was at 160 something. Zach Wheeler was almost 50 innings above him, and Burns won. So to answer your question, yeah, if Ohtani's rocking a 1.2 ERA and Skeen stays on his career pace of like 1.98, I think that Ohtani's going to win it, with the innings pitch differential. But I'll say
Ohtani doesn't get above 150. What did Burns have? What did Burns have the year?
160 something.
I don't think if Ohtani doesn't get to 150, I don't know that he's going to win. I don't know that voters will give him enough credit. That's the one worry I have.
And here's my thing, too, is obviously the Dodgers are scuffling right now. But if they say it was 167, you're right, Scott, 167, 234 strikeouts. But the Dodgers are going to turn it around. They're going to start running away with the West. But they're not going to say, oh, we got to push it. Paul Skeens is going to pitch every 5 days. So his innings, he might have 60 more innings than Shohei. He might have, if the Miz goes on the IL for a certain thing, because the Brewers are going to need every one of the Miz starts that he can give. If the Miz goes on the IL, and let's say he has 30 less innings, but he has 50 more strikeouts than Skeens, there's a lot of what ifs, but what are the voters really going to go to? I mean, he's got 24 more punch outs at this point in the season. So if you just extrapolate it out, and the Miz has 75 more strikeouts than Paul Skeens, it's not like the Miz has 75 more strikeouts than like a middle tier pitcher. If he has that many more strikeouts than Paul Skeens, he's going to win it because, man, do the voters love some punch outs.
They do. They love them, and the rate stats and some of the cooked up advanced stats love them. So that will be a factor if he stays healthy. So we're early.
What about Mason Miller? Can we throw Mason Miller in this conversation or no? Is that impossible because he's a reliever? I mean, his numbers, if you extrapolated his numbers out, he's blowing them all away. So what can we not include Mason Miller in this threesome, or is it just these three because they're starters?
if guys like this fall off, right? One gets hurt, one gets scaled back, like whatever. If stuff happens, then yes. But I just think for a closer to win, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it has to be this perfect storm of Miller doing what he's doing. I'm confident in that. But also, like, there has to be this lack of competition. Not that there's nobody, but that there's not somebody that's riding a 2 ERA. And I think
2 years ago, Class A, wasn't it 2 years ago when Class A had that unbelievable season and he finished in the top 3, I believe. I wouldn't bet on him. He might.
Too soon?
As for Senior Cube, he was in the booth the other night because the lowrider bobblehead night.
Yeah.
Did you see his night where he threw out a first pitch? He did not know who was catching. Did you see that? It turned out to be Mike Epps catching.
I missed that.
His first pitch.
Okay.
So that was great. He bounced it a little in the dirt,
Better than some pro quarterbacks.
So yeah, he did not go. He wasn't even close to Malik Willis. And then he was in the booth when Ohtani broke out of a slump and homered.
We was broke as a joke. When I say we, it's me.
There's the drive off of the bat of Ohtani, headed for the wall in the seats.
There we go.
All we had to do was bring Ice Cube into the booth, and Ohtani figures it out. It's that simple. Huh?
Amazing.
And with all due respect to Cube, okay, he's got a power. As we know, he ended World Series Game 2 just by showing up.
Right.
It wasn't Cube being in the booth that got Ohtani out of a slump on Tuesday night.
How can you say that for a fact?
It's the Rich Eisen Show cooler, Chris Brockman, coming up with this subject matter for Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday.
Enough with the pitching sideshow. Ohtani needs to go back to hitting only, or the Dodgers not going to make the NLCS.
So you think he's not hitting well because he's pitching?
1,000%. I don't know how you could dispute that. Guy doesn't pitch for 2 years. We see 50-50 and the greatest offensive player we've ever seen. Now we're back to pitching? What is he hitting, 240?
It's just baseball, man. It happens. It just happens.
I don't know. I went to a couple games over the weekend. Didn't hit the broadside of a barn.
I hear you. I get it.
Something's off.
I know. You got Braves mania over there.
Enough with the pitching. No one cares.
We're there to see. Untrue. No one cares.
It is true. We're there to see you hit.
Untrue.
We're there to see you hit. We're not there to see you do something cool every fifth day. We're there to see you do something awesome every day. Let's hit.
Okay, so then he hit that night. Still, the Dodgers, with that home run and Q being in the booth and throwing out the first pitch, lost their 4th in a row. And last night, Ohtani took to the mound. What did he do? Because it's no big deal? 7 shutout, 8 strikeouts to lower his ERA to .82 on the season. So there's many things that I like. As you know, being right is way up there.
It's on the list.
Oh, good Lord, is it way up there. The only thing that might be above that
What's that?
is slagging on Brockman when he's not here and can't respond.
I mean,
And him being the cooler and way wrong. Good Lord. Yeah, let's take somebody who's throwing .82 ERA out of the rotation. Any team should do that, right? Well, because we need him hitting, which he did anyway. The night he said he should stop pitching because it's affecting his hitting, he hits a home run and then throws 7 shutout. So Dodgers fans, thank Chris Brockman. Thank him. This is so much fun. When's he coming back? Next week.
Monday, I guess.
That's great. Isn't that fun?
Got some for this.
Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, Chris would say people love facts whenever he said
That's what he said. I think that we cut off the soundbite before he said that.
That's his thing. But
it's baseball.
Yeah.
And the thing that I also know that he doesn't like is me doing this. And he certainly doesn't like it when it's an Overreaction Monday subject matter, which he's putting out there for engagement. Maybe not thoroughly believing it, but I think he does believe that.
He believes a lot of it, I'd say.
No, I do believe he does think that Ohtani should stop pitching because he's basically said that for 2 years, thinking it's what got him hurt. As we all know, he went through the surgery. You cannot take somebody who's throwing like that out of the rotation. You just simply cannot do that. So.
Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry.
Keep playing the drops, man. Okay. What else?
You feel better now?
Good Lord, do I.
the quest for Shohei Ohtani to win a Cy Young did not hit a bump in the road last night. Shohei Ohtani went 7 scoreless innings against the erstwhile playoff contending San Francisco Giants. He absolutely never, Dylan, ceases to amaze me. The reason why he amazes me is not that he bats, because that's unbelievable, but I'm past it. Like, he's a two-way player, and he's the greatest player I've ever seen. It's not at all that he's got 7 home runs and 17 runs batted in, which there are plenty of players who would kill to have those stats. And by the way, that's with him slumping majorly right now at the plate. What I'm fascinated about is that in an era of 5 and dive being acceptable to baseball front offices because of the velo that lives past the wall in the pen, Shohei Ohtani has pitched at least 6 innings in every one of his starts this year. There is no other stat more meaningful. I don't care that his ERA right now is an unbelievable 0.82. Unbelievable. I don't care about his whip being under 1, way under 1 at 0.82. It's amazing. I'll grant you all of that. I'm happy that he's striking out more than a pitch, more than a hitter per inning. 50 strikeouts and 44 innings pitched. All of those are good facts about Ohtani. But the number one is that when you put him out there, your bullpen gets to rest. You see, the bullpen gets spoken to before each game. The bullpen has an understanding of who the starting pitcher is so they can evaluate when they need to get ready in their minds because they know they're going to get 6 at least strong innings from Ohtani. It adjusts their preparation. If you have a starter and sometimes he goes 8, sometimes he goes 2, sometimes he gets shelled and he has too many pitches so he goes 4+. When a pitcher is all over the place in innings pitched for a start, it taxes the bullpen mentally and in some ways physically because they're up warming up earlier because there's a smaller leash on the pitcher because they're so inconsistent with their innings pitched. And bullpen arms know this. When you're a bullpen arm and you look out at the lineup and it's posted and it says P. Ohtani, it's just a different feeling that you get. And that is the most important factoid about Ohtani that I would like you to think about is how consistent he is in how long he can stay in games. Of course, though, given that he did not hit yesterday and that Dave Roberts is trying to be smart about hitting him and pitching him, because in the good old days before surgery and when he was totally fine, he would hit leadoff when he was pitching. It was a sight to behold because of the insanity of it. Remember, he's one of the reasons that not only does he get a roster exception and exemption for being both, but there are many times when there was a pitch clock situation because he'd be getting off the mound and leading off an inning and there would be a delay and it wouldn't get called sometimes. We can talk about how often pitch clocks get called and all the discretion the umpires have, but the specialness of Ohtani when he was hitting was not lost on me. But now, if he's going to focus on pitching, he is going to have to give in to Davey Roberts and Andrew Friedman, the front office of the Dodgers, as they decide how to keep him strong and fresh and productive. Whatever it is the Dodgers are doing, I would say, as it relates to Shohei Ohtani, it has worked. And there's one thing about Andrew Friedman. When something works, he'll do it again, and then he'll do it again, and then he'll do it again. And he'll keep doing it until it stops working. It's too bad he pitches so late in the day. But man, is he fun to watch.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき、本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければ、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が 今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。